Yeah, welcome to Kappaccino Talk.
What's up, guys and girls? We got a high river today, and we're also going to have a high cappuccino. Got a little bit of, I don't know if that'll focus, but got a little bit of weed in the end of this glass thing. This thing is actually so good for traveling. I just throw it in that little pocket of your jeans, and you got a little one hoot. It's all good. Honestly, the weed that I have right now is so good that if I rolled like the smallest joint I could roll and smoked that, as opposed to having just one hit, I would be so fucking high that I would be on mushrooms walking home. I would barely, I would look weird. You know what I mean? It's at that point where it's so strong that if I would smoke a joint of it, I would look literally weird to people around me, because I'm would smile, or you know what I mean, just be dumb, or you know what I mean, just be a little bit slower than normal or whatever. I could still function, I could still cook a meal or do anything, but I just would look impaired, exactly like if somebody had a little bit too much to drink. So I don't like being that way because it's too much. But I'm gonna take this, and this stuff is so good that you will most likely be able to see a difference. I'm gonna take it halfway through the video. And this video, by the way, is a life vlog, kind of. It's gonna be a bit of a longer video. I'm just gonna kind of just talk about the shit that I'm going through, or whatever I'm doing, or want to do, or have done, or whatever, you know, just that kind of thing. I've been kind of struggling with the single topic videos. It's too restrictive to me. It's too, you know, if I do a single topic video, it'll be like a 10-second video where I just say how I feel about something, and I honestly might start doing those, because that's actually not a bad idea. Just sum it up, just figure out everything I want to say about the topic in my head before I go into it, and then just rattle off in 20 seconds. That might not be a bad idea, actually. I might do that. Yeah. I haven't uploaded stuff in a while. I kind of want to wait until I have the desire to do it. It's not that I don't want to, it's just, it's there. What do I do? It's kind of it's not an insecurity thing. I need to make sure that I have something that I want to do or want to say, or else, honestly, I really get, maybe it's just me, I can pick up on these things. Maybe I can pick up on them easier, or maybe everybody else sees the exact same thing that I do, which is most likely possible. But I just see these other YouTube channels, and they have a decent subscriber base. You can tell they're living off their YouTube, but because of that, they just churn out these fucking videos. The best example is the Weed Tubers videos, where it's the title of the video is "Smoking Weed Out of 2 Bongs." They have 500 videos on their channel that they've made, but this new one is "Smoking Weed Out of 2 Bongs." You know what I mean? It's just the same shit, and it's 5 minutes. They don't say anything, they don't do anything, nothing new. It's just so you can spend 5 minutes more with this guy smoking weed, when you could just literally get the exact same information by watching one of his other 500 videos that's smoking out of a joint, smoking out of a pipe or something. You know what I mean? It's Jesus, at least fucking do something. Oh, it pisses me off. It doesn't piss me off, but it just feels like you can just tell they're being lazy. So what I want to do is I only want to make videos that I really am passionate about, really want to do. And it just doesn't have to be like so passionate, but it's just past the point where I want to do it, obviously. So today I want to do it. A few things in my life have kind of solidified, and just my decisions between the two. Like I've been going through a process of starting or trying to start different businesses and just trying to figure out what's the cheapest way of doing it, what's the cheapest way of doing that. Because when you start a business, no matter what business you start, and this was taught to me by someone who knows a lot about business. He was a mentor of mine, and he owned a flooring business who did about $750,000 per month in sales for flooring, and he was my mentor for like 6 years. So I got a lot of good information off him, and a lot of like the biggest thing that I got off him, I would have to say, is just the feeling about how to approach business, and the feeling, approach it with a calm mind, look at the variables, grow it slowly, grow it organically and naturally. And what I mean by that is start it small, and don't think that by just investing $1 million in advertising or investing $1 million into your product or whatever, that will just pay itself back right away because because you invested it. No, that's not how it works. Things need to grow organically, and things need to be changed when they need to be changed. I honestly really do think the worst thing you can do for a business of any kind is try to fix problems that aren't there. If it's going good, don't touch it. Leave it alone and just let it do its thing, because it's productive. It's positive, right? And that's how I view it. I'm sure people can see it differently, and people generally have to go through that learning process to learn that, because actually you can't really argue with it as far as like if there's any business majors or whatever that think I'm wrong, and obviously there's going to be exceptions, but generally speaking, that's how you want to approach it. And so anybody who wants to disagree, please let me know why you disagree, and like prove me wrong in your response. Don't just say you're dumb or something like I would say, please. So I'm a bit of a troll online. I like online because I just feel like I can speak my mind. I really try not to be hurtful to anybody, but it's a kind of a more open platform to kind of speak my mind. And I get into a lot of conversations on YouTube, although I've stopped doing that because I just end up arguing with somebody who thinks Noah's Ark actually happened, or who thinks guns are a God-given right only in one country in the world. Like they're not a God-given right anywhere else, but in America they're a fucking God-given right of a gun. It's the stupidest fucking thing. It's like they've just been convinced they need a gun, so that gun manufacturers, they've been convinced they need a gun by gun manufacturers so that gun manufacturers can sell them a gun. It's just good marketing. Like that's all it is. And they're like dying for it. Like that's incredible marketing, if you ask me. All right, I'm gonna take a little chooch off the cheech. See how this goes. I'm gonna be different after I smoke this. I guess we'll see how much. I'm also kind of doing this for my own sake, just to see the difference that it makes. I wasn't stone cold sober going into this, but I hadn't had a puff in maybe 3 hours, which is quite a long time for me when I have some. I usually have a puff every every hour and a half or so, 2 hours, 1 hour, I don't know. Anyways, give me a sec. That was good. This weed fucking tastes so good. I don't know what it tastes like. Tastes like lemon. I don't know, it's really weird. Sometimes I smell weed, and I make weed into coconut oil a lot, and that's how I use most of it. That more than anything helps my anxiety. It helps it 100%. It's like literally, it's so fucking good. And I didn't realize how good it was. Like at first I did it and I was like, oh shit, this is amazing. But I didn't realize how good it actually was until I stopped using it for a while, and then I started again. Because it just slows down kind of my anxiety and makes it so I can just go through my day without being distracted by my fucking anxiety. Like, it's such a weird thing, and I'm really like overcoming it. It doesn't affect a lot of things anymore because I've just put a lot of work into getting better at managing it. But yeah, so coconut oil is good. Oh yeah, what I was saying. I make coconut oil, and I can taste like, reminds me of different foods sometimes, like the different weed strains. Just the smell of it, you know how you smell something, you're just reminded of something right away. It does that for me with some foods. I don't know, I can't really be specific because it's kind of a general thing, but it's interesting. So as far as my business shit is concerned, I've figured out the idea that I want to do. I know what I want to do, and I just need to execute it. Oh shit, I haven't been using this fucking tripod. Brought this tripod to use. It's fucking pink. To use with this as like a tiny selfie stick, so just so it's more stable. And hopefully it helps. Yeah, that's alright. Alright. Hopefully that's better. I guess I'll see the difference in the video as well very quickly. Yeah, it looks like it's a million times better. That's awesome. So for my business, what I want to do is I want to I've really felt bad that before I get into business shit, I should get into this since I'm already talking about it. I just ordered a bunch of stuff for a stabilizer for this thing. I ordered a bike mount. I ordered a shoulder mount. Hopefully that's not weird. And I don't know what else I ordered, but anyways, I've just wanted to start bringing you guys into some better picture work, because me, like, you know, if I can camera is shaking violently as they're watching a video it's not pleasant, and I completely get that. Not that I'm really doing anything worth watching, because just walking back and forth on a river, but yeah. So yeah, I hope so business shit. Well, I hope the camera stuff gets sorted out. I want to do better quality and all that. Like, it makes I really do think that makes a big difference, especially audio. Yeah, so for the business stuff. So what I'm going to do is, this is what I'm going to do. I have a food item, like I was trained as a chef and I never really used it, other than I cooked for my family or like friends or whoever. I cook for them a lot. I love doing that, but I never really used it professionally. I always did other shit, and I think I want to, this idea just seems to make it work really well. So I have an idea for this, not an idea, I've made this, I spent like so much money and a lot of time perfecting this one recipe that I have. And it's kind of a dip that's versatile. You can use it whenever you want. It's completely natural, uncooked, and it's actually extremely healthy for you. And it tastes so good. Like, I really, whenever we have some, I use it all up. And everyone I've showed it to, because I did some trials, I know a couple chefs, and I got them to try it and got them to tell me how I can make it better or anything. You know, I was like really wanting some honest feedback, and they just said it was really good. Like, they didn't, I don't know, I just got the impression that they're like, you know, they thought it was good. So, and I've never had anyone try it that said they didn't like it, and you know, obviously that could be, you know, just that they didn't want to lie to me or be rude or whatever, and so I like, it's really hard getting honest feedback for things. That's one thing I've realized. If somebody gives you honest feedback, that's really worth a lot. You know, especially when it has something to do with business, because a different perspective, like I've said in a million times in these videos, getting a different perspective on things allows you to, or allows me to see things. That's why they said two heads is better than one, because two perspectives, you can see things from two different angles, so you can see more, right? And it just, I hope I'm describing that well. What else? So yeah, I'm really slowly, I'm like selling you on this thing as I'm fucking talking about it for some reason. I should stop doing that. But, so what it is, I have this incredible food item. I'm gonna prepare it ahead of time, have it all pre-prepared, and it comes with nachos. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna just set up these small kiosk things and just have these, it's salsa, by the way, but it's not normal salsa. It's like apple, it's like spicy apple salsa. It's fucking so good, honestly. Everybody makes salsa, but anyways, so I am kind of weirded out. Like, I really am hesitant to tell people about that it's salsa, because fucking everybody and their goddamn grandma makes their own salsa, because it's the easiest fucking thing to make. But I've spent so much time perfecting it. Like, I wrote down the recipe, I made it. I wrote down a different way to do it. And I asked people, is that better? Yes, no, whatever. I made it differently. And I did that about 30 times. So to give you an idea, it's a lot of research and development for food, especially. Like, that is some serious, as far as I have ever done, or as far as anybody's ever told me, that is, like, McDonald's obviously does that shit for days, like millions of dollars into R&D, and they just change food at the molecular level so it tastes like a hamburger or something. I don't know what they do, but yeah, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to open up like a kiosk, have that nachos, salsa, and then also be selling extra salsa. And these packages, there's only been 2 packages, the nachos and the salsa. They're all going to be pre-packaged. They're all, there's no handling of food at the location. And yeah, what I really want to do is I want to work with some homeless shelters in the city, and I want to work with them to the point where I want to hire homeless people for the day to run this vendor, and I'm not doing it so that I save money. No, if it's going to something good, I would love to be paying more money. But I want these homeless people, I want to provide a night in a place somewhere. I haven't figured that out yet. But either if I could pay some extra to get them in a homeless shelter, or get a deal from a hotel, or I don't know what. But that's not really a big issue. That'll happen. You know what I mean? That just takes a little bit of time. Getting them in a hotel the night before, and provide 3 meals during the day. Get them in a hotel or something at night, and also this is the best part of it, is I'm going to give them like 10 or 15% of what they sell for that day. So 10 or 15% of the profits for whatever they sell for that day. And so what that does is that keeps them honest, number one, and it keeps, because we all have to add it up afterwards, so you know what I mean? It's like, anyways, so, and then it also gives them an incentive to, and it gives them the responsibility. I'm giving them responsibility to take after this, and they can do with it what they will. And I think that's a very good thing to do with people, especially that are in compromised positions, because everywhere they turn in their life, people are people won't give them any responsibility. People don't think they're responsible. People don't trust them. People don't, the homeless people in your city or your country or whatever. There's homeless people everywhere. Nobody trusts them. Everybody thinks they're like, running around the alleys at night trying to steal things. And yeah, that's the case for some of them, for sure. That happens. But I'm not trying to make a case for homeless people, because that's been made a million times, and I just think most of them could do with some help. You know what I mean? I think it would be as far as society goes overall, if society gives a little, they'll get back much more than they give with homeless, right? As far as society as a whole. And yeah, so that's how I feel about that. And that's most homeless. Yeah, some homeless are drug addicts or drunks, and even that needs to be dealt with as a medical condition. You know what I mean? That shouldn't be dealt with as just disregard them because they do drugs or something. Like they need someone to talk to and work through their problems. Like, just like if they were physically sick, they need to work through that. And honestly, a lot of it is like just the thought patterns you have and where your mind goes, how your mind reacts to things, and you know what I mean? Just the instinctual shit. So anyway, yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then from there at that point I pretty much turn into a distribution company where I'm pretty much only just distributing employees and food to the different locations. Calgary is so good for this because I don't know how it works in other cities, but in Calgary you just pay $40. I don't know, it's between $20 and $50 depending on where you are, depending on what day it is. You pay anywhere in there for to rent a permit from the city to sell food at that place. So that's pretty fucking good, actually. It's like, as I'm thinking now, I think to start off, if I were to provide 2 nights accommodation, 3 meals, I don't think, it'd be in my best interest to try to not pay them an hourly wage and try to give them a higher percentage, just so there's less overhead for me and less risk. And so I wouldn't mind going up to 30%. You know, they get 30% of the profit of what they sell, but they get no hourly rate. You know, that would be a good thing, because then the only thing is, if I have a slow day, then I'm paying them hourly rate, I'm paying a percentage, I'm giving them a night to stay, I'm giving them 3 meals. And then if it's a slow day, it's quite a bit out of my pocket. But if I just give them 2 nights sleep, 3 meals, and pay them a percentage, then that's much less overhead for me, and much less kind of risk. You know, risk of just losing money that day or something. Yeah, and I'll have to figure that out. The numbers will have to be tweaked over time, but that's fine. So, yeah, what the fuck else is going on in my life? Not much. What else is going on? I just got approved for, what's it called? Low income shit for my, what's it called? Low income shit for my licensed producer. Couldn't think of the word. So it's a pretty good deal. I get 30% off everything now. I don't get free shipping. That just means I'll have to buy it kind of in one large go. And what else? Yeah, I don't know. What else is going on? Yeah, not much really. I just get my. You know what? Like, really, I've come a long way in the last year. I can get kind of down on myself about being in the spot that I'm at, but it's really actually frustrating, because a lot of people around me, I get a lot of people dismissing the anxiety thing. They like, and I'm not absolving them of any wrongdoing by saying this, but you know, mental health has come a long way in the last however long, and you know, fucking anxiety and that shit, I think a lot of people just see it as like an excuse, or just oh, you just need a vacation or something, you know, like a lot of people see it that way, which is very very frustrating, because it's really not that way. I more than so many people my age, I can very confidently say this, I've done a lot of work on myself, and I've spent pretty much my 20s, all I did during my 20s was I got to know myself, you know? That's what I did. And I think I did a pretty good job of it. And the anxiety is a real thing. I'm not making it up. I would love for that word to never come out of my vocabulary another time. I would love for that to be, really, but that's just not the case. It's raining, so I'm going to start walking back.
Yeah, thanks for listening to another episode of Kappaccino Talk.